Hi, Peter Mary here, the Fun Wedding Guy. If it's a little noisy in the background, I apologize. I'm here at Angel Stadium, where we're getting ready to celebrate Saddleback Church's 30th anniversary. Saddleback Church was started 30 years ago here in Southern California by Rick Warren and his wife Kay, and their very first service was on Easter because they realized that people were more prone to go to church on Easter and Christmas. And so now 30 years later, they're having their Easter service here at Saddleback so they can have everybody at one service. They typically have about 6 services a weekend, and they've now spread out to about 4 additional campuses where people can watch the sermons via video feed with live music at each of the venues. So they've really expanded quite to become quite a large church. If you haven't heard of Pastor Rick, he wrote the best-selling book of all time next to the Bible called The Purpose-Driven Life. And before that, he had written a book that sold extremely well in Christian circles called The Purpose-Driven Church. And as someone who actually attended his Purpose-Driven Church conference that he did for pastors for several years, I can tell you that a lot of the things that he teaches have had a major influence on how I structured my business and things I did when I served as a president of the ADJA. And so I owe a lot of my success as a wedding entertainer and as somebody who's helped lead my industry to the things I've learned from Pastor Rick. So it's kind of thrilling to be here today at Saddleback Church's 30th anniversary celebration. So when I think about starting my business, I have to share one little story with you that Pastor Rick actually had a direct influence with, because our church used to do an outreach event for high school students who weren't graduates, because when all the graduates would graduate, they would have a grad night party. They'd lock them up in the high school and let them dance till 5 o'clock in the morning, so the kids wouldn't go out and drink and drive. Well, Saddleback realized that there was a need for all the kids who weren't grads, so they hosted their own party called the Undergrad Party. And the very first year that they asked me to do it was like the second or third year they'd been doing this event. It was in the tent where Lisa and I wound up getting married, and there were about 1,200 students packed into this tent dancing for about 4 hours straight. I think we lost power twice. I got up and gave away prizes and kept the crowd motivated while we waited for the power to come on. I used the church's equipment and borrowed music, and I kept those kids dancing and entertained for the 4 straight hours without ever playing a single Christian song. It was just all secular songs that were clean and acceptable to dance to and weren't going to cross the line in a church setting. And during the course of that celebration, that was a time period where I had just left working in the nightclub scene. I was really seriously considering going to work in the wedding industry again, but I wasn't really sure if that's where I wanted to go. And in the course of that night, 4 different pastors, including Pastor Rick, came up to me and said, "You're really gifted at this." And it was just the affirmation that I needed that working as a wedding professional and as an entertainer was something I should pursue. And so just a month later, I started Last Dance Entertainment, my first wedding entertainment company, and that was all influenced by Rick Warren and Saddleback Church. And when I finally finished my book, The Best Wedding Reception Ever, and self-published it in January of 2007, I had the pleasure of giving one of the very first autographed copies to Pastor Rick. And that's when I told him that the working title for the book had actually been The Entertainment-Driven Reception. He got a big kick out of that, and he and I both agreed that no bride would ever buy a book called The Entertainment-Driven Reception. So the title, the Best Wedding Reception Ever, has proven to be a whole lot better. So anyway, we're going to enjoy the service here at Angel Stadium, and come Monday I'm going to be posting a critical review of that old footage I posted from Friday from 1995 wedding. I'm going to break down each and every aspect of what I saw in there that I've changed and improved upon, and things that were clearly mistakes that are common mistakes in our industry, so that hopefully you can learn from my mistakes and maybe avoid making them yourself. And maybe it'll also teach you a few things about how to do self-critique. So once again, feel free to post your comments, critiques, questions you'd like to see me address on our blog site, thefunweddingguy.com. You can also do that on our Facebook page, facebook.com/thefunweddingguy, or our YouTube page, youtube.com/thefunweddingguy. And we look forward to your continued comments and your continued questions, and keep viewing and keep telling your friends about The Fun Wedding Guy. I'm Peter Mary. Thanks for watching.